Salofalava, this is Pacific Waves from RNZ Pacific. I'm Susana Suiswiki. Coming up, police investigations underway into the death of a Samoan poet who was on trial for murder. Also,
and here we are being influenced by unqualified people issuing proclamations.
we take a look at the Pacific impacts of the US withdrawal from the World Health Organization, and
fitness is health and strength is safety.
we visit a Pasifika gym turning fitness into a family affair. Police investigations are underway in Samoa into the death of playwright Papali'i Siafagau, who was found dead inside her jail cell. Fagau had been in custody since 2024 for the alleged murder of Professor Caroline Gabbard, awaiting her sentencing next month. Local media reported that she was found by prison officers on Monday morning. I spoke with our Samoa correspondent, Ngalo Malimana Tipi Autangavaia, for the latest update. Talofa Tipi, shocking news coming out of Samoa with the death of poet Siafagau while in custody. Has there been any confirmation into the cause of her death?
Up until now, from yesterday morning when I met the acting police commissioner, no word from the police on the outcome of their investigations and even the doctors.
Do you know when that inquiry will be completed?
I think it should come out sometime this week, but how police do their work, it will take a while before they will say what's the outcome of it. Or otherwise, if they want to have a post-mortem, then they need to have that done before the cause of death is going to be confirmed.
What are people in Samoa saying about Sia and the whole situation at the moment?
Not so much reaction from the youth community, but only the town area, the commercial area, where all these academic people knows her very well, which, the news comes out with a shock, because the trial of Sia's criminal charges has already been done, and the court has scheduled to deliver their decision on the verdict on the 20th of next month. And now the news of her death yesterday, we don't know how the court is going to deal with that.
Yeah, that was going to be my next question. What happens to the trial now?
The trial is completed. Submissions were made in December last year, the final submissions. It's just a matter for the court to determine the evidence, submissions, and to deliver a decision on the verdict. And that is scheduled for February 20th. So I don't know whether the court is going to continue on proceeding with giving the verdict, even though the accused is now deceased.
Thank you, Tipi, for that. Just quickly moving on to politics, I see that Tulepa, the opposition leader, has been charged with 5 counts of defamation. What's going on there?
Well, those charges are now before the court with the leader of the opposition to appear in the district court next month on the 24th. We'll have to wait and see how what the process of those charges will be. But I understand after speaking to the complainant that the complainant is the Minister of Education, and he filed a complaint on defamation under the criminal libel law to the police because of what Tulepa had said in some of his media interviews in October last year, where he alleged that the Minister of Education, and he was the Director General of Health, abused his power by, using some of the medicines for his own private hospital. So those are the allegations now before the court, and it's just a matter for the court to call the charges for mention next month.
Were any of the charges in relation to what he's been saying about the Prime Minister?
That is a separate case. That is a separate case against Tulepa and what also he said on social media through some media interviews about the current Prime Minister. And I believe this was the complaint filed before the last August general election. But I can tell you that at the time, the Attorney General, where the files from the police was given to for the final say on the whether to file any criminal charges, was saying, well, there was not enough evidence to file charges against the leader of the opposition. Now, with the new acting Attorney General, which is the lawyer who used to be the personal lawyer for the Prime Minister that we have now, is now making the decision to file charges against the acting police commissioner. Is making the decision to file charges now on the same complaint against the leader of the opposition.
Thank you, Tipi, for the update on Samoa. Is there anything else that we need to keep our eye on?
Well, we need to look at the outcome of the Falealili #1 electoral petition, because the lawyers have already made their submissions to the court last week, and it's a matter for us now to await the outcome of those submissions, whether that petition is going to go ahead or not.
The United States has officially withdrawn from the World Health Organization. The move has been long forecast by President Donald Trump as a centerpiece of his campaigning efforts. Kaya Selby has the Pacific angle.
The WHO says their global health efforts have been weakened thanks to the end of US funding contributions over the last year. Their regional offices, including those in the Pacific, have had to restructure and realign their policies, but they can still carry out vital work. In the Pacific, that includes alcohol control, oral health, and HIV/AIDS prevention. But Pasifika health expert Sir Colin Tukuitonga says it's a reckless decision on the part of the United States that will damage public health efforts globally.
There's lots of reasons. Money is one, given that the Americans is a big contributor, but more importantly, the knowledge and expertise from the US contributing to this global effort.
He says he is most concerned about the rhetoric that created the political conditions for the US's departure in the first place.
And here we are being influenced by unqualified people issuing proclamations for which they've had no training and no idea what is involved. And I refer in particular to Kennedy in the US and Trump himself. So it puts the rest of the world at risk. Pandemics, bugs, viruses don't care about politics.
He says Pacific Island nations are unlikely to follow suit, but it fuels an unhealthy scepticism in public health institutions all the same. In New Zealand, Winston Peters told RNZ Morning Report that the WHO was a bloated organisation and Aotearoa needed to reflect on whether they should remain a member state at all. Sir Colin says this is particularly disappointing given Mr Peters' standing in the Pacific region.
He's yet again trying to imitate and copy the US. It shows how out of touch Winston Peters is in terms of the work of technical agencies. So I worry more about Winston taking New Zealand out of the global network more than the United States.
Mr Peters spoke in his capacity as New Zealand First Leader rather than as Foreign Minister.
A Pasifika gym franchise in Auckland is turning fitness into a family affair. Fit Mums Fitcom is family-focused, accommodating mums, dads and their young families. Soana Ahulele reports.
In 2013, Brooke Tuatau ran her first class from a small hall in Manierewa. There, she saw the need to accommodate mums who needed to feel safe and comfortable working out postnatal. And then the fathers wanted to work out as well.
Originally, we started with just women. And then a lot of the husbands and dads wanted to come along, so we started putting a few extra sessions in for them, and then it just grew from there.
Tuatau now owns 5 gyms in Auckland and Hamilton with over 500 members. A big percentage of those members are mothers of all ages and stages post-pregnancy. She has designed certain classes with a timetable specifically for mothers who have to juggle busy lives with children and work. Zenat Delana is a new mother of an 18-month-old and has just become a member of the Penrose Gym.
This one is way more intense than any gym that I've been to, but it's just down the road from work, so I thought it's just an easy drive. It's more intense than any gym I've been to, but everyone's really supportive. There's all fellow mums, so I thought that we're all supporting and dying together.
Membership provides training sessions and optimal nutritional advice. Tokelau also saw the need for children to be able to work out and has added Fit Kids sessions.
We do obviously have a little space for them to be, especially our young ones. But yeah, we welcome them into the classes and into the gym because it's something that we believe is important for our kids to grow up seeing fitness actually being fun and enjoyable. And yeah, so we love it and we encourage them to be here.
Lavania Pone has been a member for 6 years. She joined after having her first child and now her whole family attends.
So I started here first and then he joined me 2 years after. So we're here as well and our kids join Fit Kids as well here.
Tokelau encourages the community to think about the long-term benefits of families working out together.
I think that we all should be doing it to some extent our entire lives because fitness is health and strength is safety.
Tokelau says getting fit should be a long-term goal and not just a New Year's resolution.
New Zealand has scrapped a project to build an airport in Tokelau after sinking $3 million into the design phase. A spokesperson for the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Trade told RNZ Pacific that the government of Tokelau have been advised of their decision. Kaya Selby has more.
It isn't easy getting to Tokelau. For its 2,500 residents to get in or out, there's a boat that leaves from Apia, Samoa once every 2 weeks. The trip can take as long as 32 hours. And just yesterday, the scheduled trip was cancelled due to bad weather. The government sought to fix this problem in 2019, proposing an airstrip in the atoll of Nukunonu, and by 2024 they had a concept for a runway and a terminal. But 6 years and $3 million later, the government have cancelled the project, citing high costs and a constrained fiscal environment. In a statement, Labour Party Deputy Leader Carmel Sepuloni says it's disappointing news.
There are real risks that come with having no access to an airstrip. With a population of about 2,500 and almost 10,000 Tokelauans living in New Zealand, travel to and from Tokelau is difficult. There's a clear need, and given Tokelau is within the realm of New Zealand, I'd expect the government to offer a clear explanation as to why they've scrapped these plans.
Matthew Nieo, president of the Auckland Tokelau Society, says Tokelauans may have struggled to accommodate the project to begin with, given the lack of space and the environmental impact.
I guess the other side of it is how is the community back in Tokelau prepared in terms of the changes to infrastructure, what that might mean, but also the changes to the natural environment. How would that runway be sustained long term, considering the frequency of its use? Like, who would be supporting that and how would that be sustained?
All the same, he says key accessibility issues remain unaddressed.
The major disadvantage is the fact that there's no access to that emergency medical assistance. So I think that's probably the biggest concern for the community living in the islands is just, not being able to get straight back to Samoa or that easy access.
John Tau, the former chairman of the Wellington Tokelau Association, says it was a boondoggle from the start.
There's not enough land in Tokelau, and also the environmental impact. It's a pristine environment. At this stage, I just don't see any justification for an airport. Maybe in the future, if they have seaplanes or things like that.
Mr. Tau says he hopes to see the money spent on something more useful, such as improving the existing boat system.
That's Pacific Waves for today. For all episodes, head over to rnz.co.nz/Pacific. We're also on Spotify, Apple and iHeartRadio. From myself and the RNZ Pacific team, tō whā, soifua.